welcome viewers to this episode of the Science News, which is a presentation of the Kalimpong Science Centre. And straight away we start with a very interesting news. Have you ever given a thought on how many people could live on Earth? Have you ever thought about it? But many scientists are already involved in calculating that number with widely divergent results. 17th century biologist Anton van Leeuwenhoek put the upper limit at 13.4 billion. In 1967, biochemist C.T.D. Witt said 1 trillion. So what is very clear now is the fact that the population that Earth can ultimately carry and the quality of life that those people will have depends on political and environmental choices. The TELUS Institute, which is a non-profit sustainability organization based in Boston, created sophisticated human population models with the Polestar project, which is also known as PSP, which is the computer simulation that TELUS developed, starts with projections of population and economic growth from United Nations and the World Bank data. Then they analyze the effect of different trajectories on hundreds of parameters, including energy consumption, land use, and pollution. So the PSP predicts simulated outcomes that are being used to shape international policy, which will now determine whether the next century's population lives in a pleasant, wonderful world or one of degradation and scarcity. So according to geophysicists at the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research in Germany, 282 billion is the maximum number of people that could ultimately be packed onto this planet, with all other land reserved for food cultivation only. The world population was 7.349 billion as of 1st July 2015, according to the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs Population Division. So they have further revealed that at this rate, we're en route to a population of 9 billion by 2050 and 10 billion by 2100. Many scientists think Earth has a maximum carrying capacity of 9 to 10 billion people. The eminent Harvard University sociobiologist Edward O. Wilson has pointed out in his book, The Future of Life, the constraints of the biosphere are fixed. Whatever the carrying capacity of the Earth, but it is high time that we change the way we live for the sake of humanity and planet Earth, or else the future doesn't appear very bright for us. So TEGA comes to help teach children. So researchers from Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the United States of America and Tel Aviv University in Israel have developed a socially assistive robot, which they call TEGA, which is designed to serve as peer learner to encourage students in a classroom or outside the classroom. This robot can create a personalized motivational strategy by interpreting emotional responses of the child. So testing the setup in a preschool classroom situation, the researchers were able to show that the system can learn and improve itself in response to the unique characteristics of the students it worked with. The researchers piloted the system with 38 students aged between 3 to 5 in a Boston area school last year. So each child worked individually with TEGA for 15 minutes per session over the course that lasted for almost 8 weeks. So TEGA has an Android device that can interpret a child's movement, perception and thinking, and depending on these responses, it creates a plan of action to motivate children. It is also equipped with a second Android phone containing custom software that can interpret emotional content of facial expressions, a method widely accepted and known as affective computing. This robot is also designed to support long-term in-house interactions with children with applications in early literacy education from vocabulary to storytelling. TEGA takes advantage of mobile computing for central processing, controlling its physical motions and animated eyes and audio input-output. And MIT's researchers specifically have hopes that TEGA will help students learn second languages as well. TEGA can work with students for hours at a time, but is still not ready for transcend adult supervision. Hope to have Tega here as well in Kalimpong. Bacteria may offer a new way to prevent cavities. That's what the latest finding is talking about. The best way to keep your teeth healthy is actually very simple. Very simple. All it requires is regular brushing and flossing, along with a diet which is very low in sugary sweets and drinks. But at the same time, the mouth also works to protect itself. Actually, some bacteria can stop or limit tooth erosion that leads to decay. These germs naturally live in and around the teeth, but not everyone's teeth has a lot of these beneficial bacteria. Some scientists would now like to change that. Their goal is to offer treatments which are known as probiotics, that is, seed the mouth with these good bacteria. Marcelo Nascimento and Robert Byrne, dental researchers at the University of Florida, are scouting for a microbe to serve as a probiotic for teeth. To find it, the team used cotton swabs to sample bacteria in the mouths of children aged between 2 to 7 years old. Then the researchers tested different bacteria, looking for ones that could help fight tooth decay. The most promising germ discovered came from a child with healthy teeth. So called A12, this microbe possesses all the properties of the bacterium that is capable of fighting microbes. The team's findings appeared in the April 2016 issue of Applied and Environmental Microbiology, and as of now it is too early to expect a dentist to send you home with some A12 after your next visit, but probiotics for dental health will eventually become absolutely common. So don't skip your breakfast. So that's what we're trying to cover now. So experts in children's nutrition say breakfast is good for the brain and for the rest of your body. A new study has revealed that drowning these early morning calories are worth it, even for people concerned about their weight. The study further revealed that middle school kids who ate breakfast were far more likely to have healthy weights than those who actually skipped the morning breakfast. This was also true even for kids who ate 2 breakfasts, one at school and before that one at home. Marlon Swatch, the renowned psychologist who studies obesity, concludes not skipping breakfast sets you up to not overeat later in the day. So further she adds, when you deprive yourself of eating breakfast, it's not good for your body and not good for your brain. By not eating in the morning upsets the rhythm of hormones and enzymes that keep our brains and bodies working well. So all studies till date, we're talking about this month as well, have revealed breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Therefore, children should be encouraged a good diet for breakfast. It becomes very difficult for children to focus on school if they arrive without having breakfast. So 5 organs that human beings can live without. And to start off with, the first one would be cologne. So people may have the cologne removed for various reasons, but they can live without it. But we need to wear a bag outside the body to collect stool. However, a surgical procedure can be performed to create a pouch in the small intestine that takes the place of the cologne, and in this case, wearing a bag is not necessary according to the Mayo Clinic. So the second organ that we can live without would be the tailbone or the coccyx. Formed from the fusion of the last 5 vertebrae, coccyx is remnant of the tail present in our primitive ancestors. It attaches ligaments and muscles and also bears weight of the body, but they are much more useful in mammals with functional tails. And third organ, interesting, nipples in men. Since men do not breastfeed, this organ is of no use to the male community. And after the male nipple, the appendix. The appendix is a muscular tube attached to the large intestine, and its purpose is to digest cellulose from a large herbivorous diet. Experts have found the appendix to be a vestigial organ that has little use today, and you can certainly live without. And the next organ that we can live without is the gallbladder. The gallbladder is a small organ of the digestive system, that stores bile and helps in the process of digestion. This organ can also become problematic when gallstones are produced from cholesterol and too much bilirubin in the bile. When this occurs, the gallbladder will generally be removed. Have you heard about an umbrella that knows that it's going to rain? The umbrella connects with the social weather service and shares weather information collected from the service to let users know when it's going to start to rain. The reflective multicolored umbrella, it's called Ombrella, OOMBRELLA, and it uses built-in sensors to record light, humidity and temperature. So all of this information is collated and analyzed before being sent to the owner's smartphone, providing instant local weather updates. This transforms its customers into mobile weather stations, the company said, which can predict rain half an hour before it actually hits. The umbrella will also send alerts if it realizes its owners have accidentally left the umbrella at home or in any place, for example, any place, using a built-in GPS tracker. The designers, a French-based company, Wezo, call the umbrella smart because it collects weather-related data on the go and connected because it sends hyperlocal weather data and receives real-time severe weather alerts. The umbrella will share data with people already using their weather app, Wezo, WEZZOO, to gather and share information on local weather. But good news as well as bad news, umbrellas are not yet for sale in market. Smart contact lenses can record and play back video. Sony is developing contact lenses capable of recording and playing back video. You will soon be able to record and relive the most memorable moment of your life. The company has taken the first steps, the smart video lens, and just recently filed a patent for its design, Sony company. The lens is capable of performing autofocus, exposure adjustment, and zooming. The patent showcases ability to calibrate the camera with the wearer's blink. It also uses an electroluminescent display screen to help back recorded content. So these lenses will revolutionize our daily life. So from smart contact lenses now to Watley water purifier. So this Watley water purifier generates electricity and creates Wi-Fi connections. It's an interesting news. So what is this Watley? So Watley is a solar-powered water purification machine that can turn contaminated water from a river, an ocean, or even sewage into drinking water, while at the same time generating enough electricity to power itself with surplus and connecting everywhere within a kilometer radius to Wi-Fi. So across the world, 783 million people don't have access to clean water, 1.2 billion people lack power, and 4.2 billion people have no internet access. So after the initial cost of around $400,000, Watley will run completely free up to 15 years. So Watley will provide 3 trillion litres of clean water a year, electricity for thousands and Wi-Fi for a kilometer-wide radius. What it does is it recycles polluted water into a drinkable quality. It has many ports where you can charge the devices. It has a 3D printer and it also lets you connect to the internet. So all of this is powered by a built-in solar panel. So Watley's operational lifespan is around 10 years, more than 10 years, even in the harshest environmental working conditions. So PSLV C33 successfully launches India's 7th navigation satellite IRN-SS1G. The Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO on 28th of April 2016 accomplished the task of developing the country's own navigation system with the successful launch of IRN-SS1G, the last in the series of 7 navigation satellites. PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle C-33 carrying IRNSS-1G Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, lifted off from the first launch pad at the Satish Dhawan Space Centre in Sriharikota. Around 20 minutes after liftoff, PSLV C-33 successfully placed IRNSS-1G in orbit. The satellite has a 12-year mission life. With the constellation of satellites complete, India has joined the League of Countries that has indigenous navigation system. The system will reduce the country's dependency on the US global positioning system. So apart from India, only a few other countries, including the US, the European Union, China and Russia, have their own navigation systems in place. So many years now, India has been mostly dependent on the global positioning system developed by the United States, a project that began in 1973. However, when the US denied GPS information during the Kargil War in 1999, India felt the need for an indigenous navigation system. IRNSS is an independent regional navigation satellite system designed to provide position information in the Indian area and 1500 km around the Indian mainland. So IRNSS provides two types of services, namely SPS, that is the standard positioning services provided to all users, and RS, that is the restricted services provided to authorized users. So to your viewers, we do hope you will enjoy this episode as well, like the previous one. We will continue to bring interesting news, facts from the world of science and technology. Till the next episode, it's goodbye and namaskar to all our viewers.